And here in the studio we have CortHansen, and he is with the Mount Washington Valley Ski Touring and Snowshoe Foundation. Good morning, Cort.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in this morning. It's been a winter, huh?
Yes, it has.
And how are things out on the trails of your organization?
We're doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're just taking it as we can with the snow that we've had, and working the best we had. We had almost 3.5 inches of rain there a week ago on I guess last Monday.
Yeah, Jan 25th.
Right.
I remember that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Day for bicycling the next day.
Anyway. Yeah, it was. I saw some bikes out riding, going, "Oh, this is awful." But we waited for the trails to dry out and set up, and we've been back in there. And we've been working now for 10 days and doing a lot of extra work. There's been a lot of shoveling going on, a lot of blading and so forth. So the ski condition's pretty darn good. We're pretty impressed given the fact, like I said, we had so much rain before.
Okay, and this network is right here in North Conway in Vale, right? So we're Whitaker Woods, of course.
Yeah, we go. The trails extend from Whitaker Woods all the way north to 16A up by New England Inn. So there's, in total, there's about 45, 50 kilometers of trails. Right now, we're grooming about 20 because, unfortunately, with all that rain, a lot of our trails are down along the Saco River, and the river came up and flooded a good deal of all the water crossings and so forth. So temporarily, we're closed in those areas, but we are, grooming on a daily basis in Whitaker Woods.
And that would be a good place for people to go today.
Right now, it's the best. It's the best. The other trails we're regarding as, if you want to go out and walk on them, they're probably fine, but they're not very good for skiing, for sure.
Okay, and also, of course, there are a lot of events going on associated with your organization. There's one coming up February 18th at Flatbread?
February 18th is Flatbread's host a benefit dinner for the Ski Touring Foundation that's Thursday night, and a portion of all their pizza sales is contributed to the Scout Foundation. So it's a big important fundraiser for us, and it's usually well attended, and see a lot of people we know there.
And also, speaking of well attended, the Chocolate Festival. That's always something, because I know people who ski it, and I know people who drive it. Well, so if you're a skier, ski it, and depending upon conditions, a little skiing, however you get from end to end.
Yeah.
When is that? And
that's going to be the last Sunday in February. That's the 28th, and that starts at 11 a.m. and goes until 4. And it's huge. It's our best fundraiser. All this fundraising, basically, because we're a nonprofit foundation, a portion of all our operating expenses actually come from donations as opposed to daily pass sales. So it's important for us to have these fundraisers to help subsidize the grooming expenses and the operational costs that we incur every year. And
how's the snowshoeing leg of the business going?
Oh, actually, snowshoeing's been really big. I've seen days where probably a third of our ticket sales may be snowshoers. So it's definitely, as snowshoeing has grown, I guess the association with touring centers has grown, and historically I never would have thought of snowshoeing and snowshoeing at a touring center as a fit, but the trails are groomed. The trails are well marked. Obviously, there's a lot of amenities along the trail network. People can stop and get hot chocolate or whatever someplace, and so yeah, it's definitely become more and more a component for any touring center.
Sure. And I also think there's kind of like a safety factor, knowing that the trails are patrolled, and though they may feel they're in the wilderness. Should they need it, there's assistance relatively close.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's also relatively easier effort-wise. It's basically you're not breaking your own trail. You're actually walking on a groomed trail, so it's definitely a little easier. And like I said, the security of having a groomed trail and properly patrolled as well,
sure.
and so forth. So yeah, it's definitely. it's become a big player for a lot of touring centers.
Nice. And what about lessons too? I mean, certainly people have their introductory lessons and things like that, but also some people that get in and they want to improve as well. You're seeing some people maybe doing some intermediate or beyond that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of people are basically looking to see if they want to go to the next level. Let's say they're a tourer and they want to try a little skating to see what it's like. They see everybody out there doing it. They'd like to get a little background on it, or maybe a person who's a skater that says, hey, I could use a little, some tips and so forth to help improve my technique. So, yeah, it's definitely right from the, from a total novice to somebody who's skied for many years and wants to brush up a little bit. It's definitely it definitely helps.
And plus, it's an Olympic year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
everybody, yeah, it's an Olympic year, and you look out and you go, I want to be that cross-country skier who collapses at the end of the.
Right, exactly, yeah. Right.
You always see that there's always the crowd that cross the finish line and boom, down.
Yeah. No, it's definitely. I'm sure the Olympics contribute to all skiing and all the outdoor winter events and so forth. It's definitely it's always fun to watch. So.
Well, Cort, thank you very much for stopping by and updating us on the Mount Washington Valley Ski Touring and Snowshoe Foundation.